Ja, moin! Mein Name ist Elden und wir schauen uns heute das neue Last of Us Video an, was PlayStation hochgeladen hat. Ich habe richtig Bock auf das Remake von Last of Us.
I'm coming.
More than 2 years ago, when we were finishing Last of Us
Last of Us
Part
2 hat
2,
auch richtig
and
Spaß
we're working
gemacht.
on those
Ich freue
flashbacks
mich,
within that scene for the
den
first game.
alten
We got
PS3-Titel nochmal
excited
zu
with the idea
spielen.
of like,
Aber
oh man, what if we
hoffentlich werden wir
made
nicht so
The Last
wie
of Us Part 1 to look
GTA
as
5.
good, if not
Schleppen das
better
jetzt
than
immer
what
mit.
we've done with Last of Us Part 2, which we really pushed the boundaries of like what we could do from gameplay and a graphical standpoint, and felt like if we do that, we could actually come even closer to our original vision of what the first game would have been had we not been constrained by technology.
The original creative vision of The Last of Us, I think in a lot of ways was larger than what the PlayStation 3 was capable of.
The tech of the PS5, it's like an open box of tools and goodies that we can play from and draw from. The 4K, HDR, improved haptics, 60 frames, help us to reimagine The Last of Us. It gave us opportunities to rebuild our characters.
Das ist
high
krass, wie viel
fidelity.
Vegetation dazu kommt, ne?
Not only are the characters more detailed, I mean down to the irises and the pupil depth. You know, you fall into the eyes of the characters.
Die sind sich auch
Aside
wirklich
from that,
sicher,
facial
dass das
animation is
gut
just
aussieht,
way
weil sie
more
immer die PS4
believable.
Pro-Version
All the
nehmen und
nuances,
nicht die
all
alte
the little
PS3-Version, weil bei der sieht man ja
reactions,
natürlich, wie
glances,
heftig gut das
glares,
aussieht.
right? Like you get all of it almost
Im
closer
Gegensatz
to
dazu.
sort
Die
of the
nehmen schon die
original
beste
performance.
Version, die sie haben,
So no matter what
und
you
stellen die im
stick to me,
Vergleich.
like glue. Like glue. Like glue. Got it. Good. Good.
Like Lou.
We are able now to not only just have the highest fidelity characters in the cutscene, but also in gameplay. It's the same character, so now we can do these seamless transitions in and out. Every part of the game has benefited from seamless transitions and emotional scripting.
Pretty good, huh?
Our stories happen in gameplay, on a stick.
She knew my mom.
All this stuff is designed to keep you constantly in this world.
Ist eigentlich der Left Behind DLC
Now
dabei?
you got this. Go.
Jetzt, wo ich die beiden gerade sehe. Kann auch sein, dass das Szenen aus dem
One
DLC
of
sind. Ich habe den
the
nicht gezockt.
things that
Nur
the PlayStation 5
sehr,
is
sehr
really
kurz.
enabling
Unter eine Stunde,
is that we're
glaube ich.
able to have a density of physics objects in a scene that we could never do before. Like this has always been the dream, is to have this number of bumpables, chippables, breakables, destructible objects in a scene. Just makes the world feel rich, makes it feel lived in. Materials can have the properties that you'd expect.
Oh
The
Gott.
turret truck in Pittsburgh, when it's firing at you and it's
Oh,
just
dieser olle
ripping apart
Truck,
the
ja.
concrete and sending objects flying left and right.
Seeing things break, like there's fear, there's a real fear that it invokes.
And it's giving us a much more dynamic range of gameplay to play with.
Around him!
Our AI tech
Was ist das? Können wir jetzt hier sehen, wie die... Was hat er gesagt? Ich habe nur gehört, Our AI Tech. Können wir jetzt hier sehen, wie die arbeitet? Stand Ground. Oh, seht ihr meine Maus? Ja, ne? Cool. Okay, der steht. Stand Ground, ja klar. Open. Distance zu uns. 16 Meter. 16 Fuß. Der versucht zu flanken. Der ist Cover not entered. Der ist Cover entered.
has just increased.
Das sieht super interessant
incredibly.
aus. Der
What we
Modus wäre
built
doch
in
auch
basis off of was
interessant,
The Last of Us Part
dem
2's AI. And it has sophisticated systems for
im
things like
New
the
Game Plus
fundamental
freizuschalten, dass man
knowledge
sieht, wie
model
die
of
KI
how
gegen
these
einen versucht zu
NPCs
arbeiten.
perceive and understand what the player is much more sophisticated.
Now, how the enemies are communicating with each other, how they're chasing you, how they're flanking you, how intense that fight feels. It's so much more rewarding coming out of it from the other side.
Wow, wow.
One of the other big AI improvements is the buddies. The buddies technology that we developed for The Last of Us Part
Ja,
2 has
die
this very
Buddies. Also
sophisticated
Ellie muss auf jeden Fall
understanding.
angepasst
Like,
werden,
okay,
weil wenn man
this
mit
is
Joel
where the
rumgeschlichen
enemies
ist,
can see
ist
their
die immer durch die
exposure.
ganzen
We not
fucking
only have
Zombies durchgelaufen.
exposure, we have future exposure. So buddies can know, okay, that enemy is walking forward and they're about to round this corner. So in 3 seconds, that corner is going to be exposed. So I'd better move
Oh,
now
sie geht
to
endlich
avoid
aus
this
dem
enemy being
Sichtkegel der
This
Gegner.
really lets the buddies make very complex decisions
Yes.
and maintain that feeling of stealth much more believably.
Weil jeder, der das gespielt hat,
Another
hatte
big
diesen Moment.
enhancement to the
Man
gameplay is that we
setzt
have
sich
this
irgendwie
technology
an
called
eine
motion
Deckung
matching.
und Ellie
Motion
sagt,
matching
ja,
is
ich
this
renn
technology
komplett
that's
vorne
basically
rum,
using
dreimal im
logic
Kreis
that
und
tries
setze
to
mich neben dich, ich renn durch alles
match
durch.
the desired
Aber die
movement
Umwelt hat
to
nicht
a
reagiert
bucket
auf sie.
of hundreds of animations. A mocap
Wenn die das
actor
jetzt
has gone
gefixt
in
haben,
run this whole
richtig
gauntlet
cool.
of movements to get a really full set of all the different ways a person can move. And then it's basically every frame trying to find the best matching animation that fits the path of where the character is going to go. And this motion model just gives this really seamless sense of transition. The player's movement is just a lot cleaner. It's this really smooth, organic movement through the space.
First, we just had to build that core experience.
Ah.
And then beyond that, we wanted to add several features that fans have been asking for. For example, we now have a permadeath mode. Along that, we've added a brand new speedrun mode, so players can time themselves. There's a whole
Okay,
community of
Speedrun ist so
gamers that
wichtig
just
und
wanna see
Permadeath, dann
how
seid doch
fast
einfach
they can
ehrlich
get
und
through
macht
this
den,
game.
löscht den
Beyond
Spielstand.
that, we added a bunch more of unlockables.
Oh,
So there's all
cool.
these different outfits for Ellie and Joel. that
Solange die
people
kein Geld
can unlock.
kosten.
A model viewer mode, so people can really appreciate the details. We added award-winning accessibility features.
Every single accessibility option that we offer, that's a barrier removed for someone.
As she surveys the apartment, her eyes wander to Joel. She steps past the couch. He wears the wristwatch Sarah gifted him,
Ist das ein
which now has a
Blindenmodus?
cracked face.
To my knowledge, this is the first PlayStation game that has audio description built into the game, built into the cinematic.
Audio Description, ja.
Now it's nighttime. Joel stirs in his sleep.
And that's really the way we've tried to push the frontier of accessibility on this game.
Hä? Aber wie sollen die den Rest spielen? Oder ist dann, gibt's so eine Art,
So much of the identity of The
Video,
Last of Us is the
was
world.
vorgelesen wird?
We revamped completely the art direction. You know, everything from these expansive vistas that not only are they beautiful, but you feel the environments. You feel the environments in a much more visceral way. The rooftops overlooking the Capitol building, for example, like just the breath of fresh air when you go up there and you just like, you feel that sort of release in tension. And then, you know, to juxtapose that down in the tunnels in Wilds, and you get that dank, flooded tunnel feel, that humidity, you can actually feel it. All these environments are just completely reimagined.
Ja, okay.
Now we got our engine on the PS5, those haptics, the 3D audio, the fast loading. It really creates a much more immersive, and because of that, much more emotional experience.
One of the things I absolutely love with the 3D audio in The Last of Us Part 1 is being able to hear an enemy before they sneak up on you. And trying to do
Oh,
a
das war so
stalker
fies
fight
im
with the
zweiten
3D audio
Teil.
is just so much fun. You're hearing them skitter around in a different room and you're hearing them
Ja,
trying to
ja, ja,
find
ja, ja.
you.
Oh, das war so ekelig, an den vorbeizuschleichen.
Having that two-part reaction of like hearing, turning, seeing, reacting, it's just really heightens that sense of just being grounded. You are in this character, you are in this world. Now, with the PlayStation 5, the amount of control that developers have over the DualSense, it's really, really cool. All the guns in the game have a variable amount of resistance on the triggers when you aim them. The way it works with the bow is that at the very beginning, when they're starting to draw the bow, there's a little bit of resistance.
Ah, adaptive
And then
Trigger,
as the bow
nice.
gets tauter
Das
and
hat mir in
tauter,
Call of
the
Duty
amount of
Black Ops
resistance is
Cold War
increasing.
auch richtig
And then
Spaß
when you
gemacht.
release the bow, you're also getting
Jede Waffe-
resistance
oh.
going out of the trigger.
Jede Waffe hatte
When
verschiedene
you are aiming and firing the shotgun, you're going to get
wie heißt es
a
denn?
haptic vibration on
Widerstände.
the shot, and then what I think is one of
Ist
the ways
natürlich
that the DualSense
online
really
und
advances
competitive
things
nicht
is you're
brauchbar,
gonna
weil
get
der
a
Sniper
haptic
zum Beispiel
vibration
hat
on
richtig
the pump
Power
of the shotgun.
gebraucht.
And
im
what's
Finger,
much
um
more
abzuziehen,
sophisticated
aber
about that on the DualSense
ist cool für
is
Singleplayer.
that, in effect, has a little like speaker in it, and it's playing an audio file that comes through in the vibrations, and those two beats is what you're going to feel on the
Ich
controller.
habe gerade keinen PS5-Controller zur Hand. Doch, hier.
this also ties in
Wir haben gerade
to
gesagt,
the new workbench
dass
animations. So if you're seeing Joel taking
das sieht man
apart
jetzt
a
nicht, dass hier
gun
raus,
or screwing something in or
dass,
putting a new stock on a gun, that
dass,
moment where he's like jamming that
dass der
on, you're
Pub der
gonna get that
Shotgun da
type of feedback on
rauskommt.
that.
Ah,
We have,
Jesus.
haptics all
Der
across the
Pump der
board, for all the
Shotgun.
moments you kind of expect, for clambering, jumping,
Gab's da einen
landing,
Flammenwerfer?
meleeing,
Weiß ich
getting
gar nicht
melee,
mehr.
like all those kind of high intensity moments we have represented in the haptics. What I personally absolutely adore is the way we can enhance the really like quiet, subtle moments of gameplay. So it's like when Joel goes in to pet the giraffe, getting that little light touch on the haptics as he's petting the giraffe.
Ja,
To me,
hoffentlich wird das
that's
so
the
gut wie
essence of The Last
bei
of Us. It's the high tension moments, it's
Astrobot
the
oder
low
wie der
tension
hieß.
moments, it's all of it feeling grounded. It's you're feeling immersed in this world. It's all about bringing you along with that story in as many ways as we can, and that's what the new technology on the PlayStation 5 is allowing.
So is that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out.
There's something special about that core experience of playing as Joel and Ellie on this journey. Then to take that experience and really honor it and keep the authenticity of it, but elevate it in every way possible, whether it's pipeline
Ist ja gerade das Bein weggeflogen.
of playing as Joel and Ellie on this journey. Then to take that experience and
Ja,
really honor
ne?
it and keep the authenticity of it, but elevate it in
Ja.
every way possible, whether it's
Alter.
pipeline, whether it's art direction, whether it's a technology, everything that allows us to make that experience better. Not different, extremely better. That's why, to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.
Ja, cool. Ja, warte, was? 2. September kommt das? Der ist wahrscheinlich nicht neu, aber mir ist das neu. Ich hab's schon wieder vergessen. Ja, das war das war Last of Us 1. Rebuild for PS5. Mir scheißegal, was die Leute sagen. Ich werde da wieder meine 70, 80 Euro für ausgeben, weil ich richtig Bock auf das Game habe. Das sah richtig gut aus. Ich mag Naughty Dog. Und jetzt kann man die noch unterstützen, wenn wir auf der PS7 sind und immer noch Last of Us 1 spielen. Dann könnt ihr mich auch haten. Ansonsten große Liebe für das Entwicklerstudio und wir sehen uns wieder.